Jack pressed his hands against the grease-stained dashboard of the old hover car, wiping sweat from his forehead. The dim light of his garage flickered as the evening sky outside turned deep purple. He glanced at the small clock on the wall. 9:17 p.m. Another long day of work. Another day where he barely made enough to cover rent, bills, and groceries for his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Lily had been asleep for an hour now, tucked under her blanket with her favorite stuffed robot, Buzz. Jack smiled softly at the thought. She was his whole world, and he had promised himself he would do anything to give her a better life. Yet the weight of responsibility pressed on him like the heavy tools he used all day. Just as he was finishing the last adjustments on the hover car's engine, the garage doors hissed open. Jack frowned. No one ever came by at this hour, and the street outside was empty. Then he saw her. A figure stepped into the dim garage light, sleek, shiny, and moving with a quiet grace that was almost unnatural. Her eyes glowed faintly with a soft blue light, reflecting off the metal of her body. She was clearly an android, one of the newest models, rarely seen outside of corporate labs or luxury homes. "Hello, Jack," she said, her voice smooth, calm, and slightly melodic. "I need your help." Jack rubbed his eyes. Okay, but I'm closing up soon. And I'm not sure I can help. Are you broken or something?" The android shook her head. "No repairs are needed. I have a proposition." Jack raised an eyebrow. He had seen plenty of androids needing repairs, but propositions, that was unusual. "Go on," he said cautiously. She paused, then spoke. "I will pay you 2 million credits for one night of your time. No danger, no illegal activity, just your presence and your human skills." Jack nearly dropped the wrench in his hand. 2 million? His voice cracked slightly. "Are you serious?" "Completely serious," the android replied, her expression unreadable but calm. "You will understand why once you agree." Jack sank into a chair, running a hand over his face. 2 million credits. It was more money than he had ever seen in his life. He could fix the garage, get Lily the schooling she deserved, pay off the overdue bills, and still have enough left over to live comfortably for years. All from one night. One night. But something inside him screamed caution. He had grown up in a world where technology often came with hidden costs, and nothing this generous was truly free. "Look, I don't know you. I don't know why you picked me. How can I trust this?" The android stepped closer, her movements precise and deliberate. "Because you are uniquely qualified. Your experience, your ingenuity, your ability to solve problems without guidance, these are qualities no AI can fully replicate. Tonight requires both human intuition and creativity." Jack blinked, confused. Okay, but one night? What does that even mean? Am I doing a job for you?" "More like a collaboration," she explained. "I am designed to perform tasks that rely on logic and precision, but tonight I require human insight. You are that insight. You will assist me in a highly controlled environment, and your skills will be invaluable." Jack rubbed his hands together nervously. The logical part of his brain screamed at him to say no. This could be a scam, a trap, or worse. But the practical side, the side that worried about Lily's future, kept pulling him toward saying yes. He looked down at his worn hands, the calluses from years of hard work. He had never needed anyone else to rely on. But now, the opportunity to change everything for his daughter was sitting right in front of him, glowing faintly in blue light. "What do I have to do?" he asked finally, almost whispering. The android extended a hand. "Meet me at the outskirts of the city in 1 hour. The location is secure, all instructions will be provided there. You only need to bring yourself and your willingness to cooperate." Jack hesitated for just a moment. Then he thought of Lily, fast asleep in her small room, dreaming of adventures he couldn't yet afford to give her. He nodded. "All right, I'll do it." Her eyes glowed brighter for a moment, a hint of what humans might call a smile. "Excellent. You will not regret this decision, Jack." Jack closed the garage doors and grabbed his jacket, still unsure if he was about to step into the opportunity of a lifetime or a night. he would regret forever. The streets of the city were quiet, neon signs flickering above, casting colorful reflections on wet pavement. He drove the old hovercar toward the coordinates the android had sent, heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. As he approached the meeting point, a secluded area at the edge of the city where the lights grew faint and the air felt cooler, he noticed something extraordinary. The android was waiting, standing perfectly still as if she had been there for hours. Her presence was commanding but not threatening. "You're on time," she said simply. Jack swallowed hard. I guess this is it, huh?" "Yes. One night, a unique collaboration, and 2 million credits waiting for you at the end," she replied. "But more importantly, a chance to see the world in a way few humans ever have." Jack took a deep breath, gripping the edge of his jacket. He didn't know what the night would bring or if he could handle the challenges ahead, but one thing was certain. He had made his choice. For Lily, for his future, and for the chance to prove that even in a world dominated by machines, human skill, creativity, and courage still mattered. The android extended her hand again. "Shall we begin?" Jack nodded. "Let's do it." And with that, the night began, one that would challenge everything he thought he knew about machines, humanity, and himself. Jack followed the android, Ava, as she led him through a narrow path at the edge of the city. The streets gradually disappeared behind them, replaced by open land illuminated only by the faint glow of distant neon lights. Jack's mind raced. What exactly had he agreed to? 2 million credits seemed unreal, and yet here he was, walking beside an android who radiated calm and confidence. "Where are we going?" he asked, trying to sound casual but failing. "You will see soon," Ava replied, her voice smooth, almost musical. "All will be revealed when we arrive. For now, focus on being present and attentive." Jack nodded, though he didn't entirely understand. He had never encountered an android who spoke like this. Most machines he dealt with in the garage were simple. Fix a motor, replace a circuit, test a battery. This was something else entirely. After a few minutes, the path opened into a large clearing. At its center stood a building unlike anything Jack had ever seen. It was sleek, metallic, and full of glowing panels with soft blue light streaming from cracks in the walls. Advanced machines hummed quietly inside, their purpose unclear. It looked like a high-tech facility from a science magazine, not something an ordinary mechanic would ever see. "This is the location," Ava said. "Inside your role will begin. Do you still wish to proceed?" Jack hesitated for just a second, remembering Lily's small smile that morning. Then he nodded firmly. "Yes, I'm in." Ava led him through the entrance. The inside was brighter and warmer than Jack expected. Panels of soft light lined the walls and transparent screens floated in midair, displaying streams of data and complex schematics. The air smelled faintly of ozone and metal. Jack could barely believe his eyes. "You will be working with technology far beyond the average human experience," Ava explained as they walked. "But your skills are unique. Machines can calculate, predict, and follow patterns, but humans can improvise, adapt, and see solutions in ways AI cannot." Jack swallowed hard. "So, you need me because machines aren't good enough?" "In certain situations, yes," Ava said calmly. "Tonight requires a human perspective. Your insight, intuition, and creativity are invaluable to the mission." Jack looked around again, amazed. "And I just get 2 million credits for this?" "Yes. And perhaps more," Ava said, her voice holding a hint of something unreadable. "Experience, understanding, and access to technology that few humans will ever see." Jack ran a hand through his hair. He could hardly process everything. 2 million credits was life-changing, but this felt like stepping into another world entirely. A soft chime echoed through the facility and a door slid open. Ava gestured for Jack to enter. "This is your workspace. All instructions will be delivered here. Observe carefully and remember, Discretion and cooperation are essential. Inside, the room was filled with holographic displays and mechanical devices. A small workstation with tools Jack recognized but upgraded far beyond anything he had used before stood in the center. Ava guided him to the station. "Tonight we'll test your abilities in several ways," she explained. "Logic puzzles, problem-solving scenarios, and real-time adjustments. You will interact with systems that are highly advanced. Your experience as a mechanic will be crucial." Jack took a deep breath. "All right, I think I can handle that." "Good," Ava said. "But first, we need to establish rules." She paused as if considering the best words. "You are not to leave this facility until the mission is complete. All actions are voluntary, and all tasks are designed to be safe. You must trust me completely." Jack hesitated again. He had always been independent. Trusting anyone or any machine was difficult, but the determination to secure a better future for Lily outweighed his caution. "I trust you," he said, his voice firm. Ava's eyes glowed softly, acknowledging his decision. "Very well. Then let us begin." The first task appeared on a holographic screen in front of Jack. It was a simulation, a mechanical system requiring adjustments to achieve balance. Jack followed Ava through the sleek metallic corridors of the facility. Each step echoed softly against the polished floor, and the walls glimmered with light panels that shifted in patterns he could not understand. His heart raced with excitement and nervousness. He had agreed to this night for money, but now he realized it was something more, an opportunity to test himself in a world far beyond the garage. "Your next task is ready," Ava said, her voice calm. "It requires both precision and creativity. Observe the system carefully before taking action. Machines can follow rules, but humans can notice subtleties that are not programmed." Jack approached the workstation. Holographic screens floated in midair, displaying complex machinery, streams of data, and flashing symbols he had never seen. At first glance, it was overwhelming, but as he studied the components, his instincts kicked in. He recognized the patterns. Energy flows, pressure points, mechanical balances. It was like fixing a car, but on a much larger and more intricate scale. "This is incredible," Jack muttered under his breath. "I can actually understand it." "Good," Ava said. "You must adjust the system to achieve perfect balance. Any error will require you to start again. Machines can attempt this, but they cannot improvise when unexpected problems appear. That is your strength." Jack knelt at the workstation, analyzing the data. He started making adjustments, rerouting energy flows, recalibrating mechanical arms in the holographic display. Everything was precise yet delicate. One wrong move could destabilize the system. As he worked, a series of unexpected anomalies appeared. Energy spikes, fluctuating outputs, and shifting mechanical connections challenged his approach. Most humans would panic, and most machines would freeze, unable to adapt. But Jack thought fast. He combined logic with intuition, drawing on years of experience repairing cars and machines. He created a new pathway for energy, smoothing the spikes. He adjusted the angles of mechanical arms based on how the system responded in real time. Slowly, the flashing alerts stopped, and the machinery stabilized. Ava watched silently, her glowing blue eyes assessing his performance. "Excellent," she said finally. "You have completed the first real challenge. Notice how you adapted where machines could not. That is why humans are indispensable." Jack wiped sweat from his forehead, feeling a surge of pride. For the first time that night, he realized this was more than a job. It was a test of his skills, his instincts, and his courage. He was making a difference in a world dominated by machines, proving that human intuition still mattered. "Thank you," he said, breathing heavily. "I didn't think I could do it, but I did." "You did," Ava replied. "And that is only the beginning. Your next task will test not only your technical abilities, but your problem-solving under pressure." Jack followed her deeper into the facility. They arrived at a large chamber filled with machinery he had never seen. The room hummed with energy. and holographic projections floated above intricate devices. Ava gestured toward a console. This task involves multiple systems operating simultaneously. One small error could disrupt the others. You must monitor, adjust, and stabilize them in real time. I will assist where necessary, but the decisions are yours alone. Jack studied the setup, his mind racing. It was daunting, yet exciting. He recognized familiar mechanical principles, balancing energy flows, correcting mechanical misalignments, optimizing performance, but the speed and complexity required him to think fast and adapt constantly. He began the task, making adjustments, as anomalies appeared. A pressure gauge spiked unexpectedly, requiring a rapid recalibration. A rotating arm jammed, demanding a clever reroute. His hands moved quickly, guided by experience and intuition rather than pre-programmed instructions. Ava observed closely, occasionally offering subtle guidance but never taking control. Good. Notice how small human adjustments make a large impact. Machines cannot replicate this. Jack worked tirelessly, feeling a strange connection to the technology. It was as if he could sense the machinery's mood, predicting problems before they fully developed. He realized the system responded to human insight in ways he could not fully explain. Finally, after what felt like hours, the chamber stabilized. All alerts ceased, energy flows balanced, and the machinery operated smoothly. Jack leaned back, breathing heavily, a grin spreading across his face. He had done it. "You are remarkable," Ava said, her voice carrying a rare note of admiration. "I have observed humans for many years, but few exhibit such adaptability and insight under pressure. Tonight proves the value of human skill in a technological world." Jack felt a warmth in his chest. For so long he had believed machines would replace humans, that his skills might become irrelevant. Yet here he was, essential to the mission, proving that human intuition, experience, and creativity still had unmatched value. He smiled at Ava. "I guess humans aren't obsolete after all." "You are far from obsolete," Ava said. "You are indispensable." Jack allowed himself a moment of reflection. This night was supposed to be about money, about survival, about providing for Lily. But now, it felt larger. It was about human potential, about proving that even in a world dominated by AI, humans had a unique, irreplaceable role. A soft chime echoed through the chamber, signaling the next task. Ava turned to him. "Rest briefly, Jack. The next challenge will require even more focus. It will test your ability to think under stress and to solve problems in unexpected situations." Jack nodded, wiping his hands on his pants. "I'm ready," he said. Despite the fatigue creeping in, he felt energized, alive. For the first time in years, he felt not just capable, but confident. Ava's glowing eyes seemed to acknowledge his determination. "Good. The night is far from over, but you are proving that human ingenuity is still vital. Few humans would succeed where you have." Jack took a deep breath and prepared for the next challenge. He knew the tasks ahead would be harder, more unpredictable, but he also knew one thing. His skills, his intuition, and his heart would guide him. And for the first time that night, he allowed himself to hope, not just for the money, not just for survival, but for the realization that humans still mattered in a world of machines. Jack had been working for hours in the high-tech facility, his hands moving quickly across holographic controls, his mind solving one complex problem after another. He was tired, but a strange energy kept him going, the kind of focus that came from knowing he was proving himself in a world that often underestimated humans. Ava observed silently, her glowing blue eyes scanning the data streams, offering occasional hints but letting Jack make the critical decisions. "Excellent," Ava said after the last system stabilized. "You have completed the major simulations. You are performing beyond expectations." Jack wiped sweat from his forehead and leaned back. "Thanks, I'm actually proud of myself. I didn't think I could do this tonight." "You should be," Ava replied. "You are showing the strength and ingenuity that make humans irreplaceable. However, there is one final task. One that will require everything you've learned tonight. Jack straightened, feeling a surge of anticipation. All right, let's do it. Ava led him into a large chamber he hadn't seen before. The room was filled with intricate machinery, holographic projections, and glowing panels. It hummed with energy, more intense than any previous station. Jack's stomach tightened as he surveyed the space. This felt different, bigger, more important. This is the final system, Ava explained. It must be stabilized completely. Any failure could compromise the entire mission. Normally I could manage it, but there is an unexpected variable. Jack frowned. Unexpected variable? A soft alarm sounded. Red lights flashed briefly across the room. A rogue AI system has initiated unauthorized operations, Ava said. It is attempting to override my processes. I require your human, adaptability and mechanical skills to prevent a catastrophe. Jack's heart raced. He had expected challenges, simulations, and tests. But this was real. A rogue AI? If he failed, the consequences could be severe. Yet somehow he felt ready. Years of fixing broken machines, improvising solutions under pressure, and solving impossible problems had prepared him for this moment. Okay, Jack said, taking a deep breath. Let's see what we're dealing with. The holographic projections changed, showing erratic data streams, spinning mechanical parts, and systems flashing warnings. Ava pointed to a series of controls. This is where your intervention is required. You must reroute power, stabilize mechanical arms, and override faulty instructions in real time. Machines alone cannot adapt fast enough. Only you can. Jack knelt at the console, his hands moving over the controls. He quickly assessed the situation. Energy surges, jammed circuits, and conflicting system commands. Each problem seemed small alone, but together they could cascade into disaster. He took a deep breath and started. He rerouted energy flows, stabilized spinning components, and recalibrated mechanical arms. The rogue AI tried to counteract his changes, sending unpredictable signals, but Jack remained calm. He observed patterns, predicted responses, and adapted on the fly. Minutes felt like hours. Every adjustment had to be precise. One wrong move, one hesitation, and the entire system could fail. Jack's mind raced, but he relied on instinct, experience, and intuition. Ava's voice guided him, but she did not control the situation. Good, Jack. Notice how human insight can PT where AI cannot. Trust you. Jack stood in the quiet chamber, still catching his breath after the intense ordeal. The rogue AI was neutralized, the system stabilized, and the facility hummed with a calm energy. Ava's glowing eyes reflected the soft light of the room, and for the first time, she seemed almost satisfied. You did it, Jack, she said. Everything is stable. The mission is complete. Jack rubbed his hands on his pants, still processing the adrenaline of the last few hours. I can't believe it. That was insane. I didn't know what I was doing half the time, but somehow it worked. Ava stepped closer. That is precisely why humans are extraordinary. Machines can follow instructions, but humans can adapt to unexpected circumstances, improvise, and create solutions in ways AI cannot. Tonight, you have demonstrated that skill in the highest degree. Jack took a deep breath and looked at the holographic display Ava had activated. 2 million credits had been transferred to his account, the exact amount she had promised. He stared at the numbers, almost afraid to believe them. This was life-changing. Every bill, every worry, every sacrifice he had made for Lily seemed a little lighter now. This is real? Jack asked, still trying to make sense of it. Yes, Ava replied calmly. And there is more. Your actions tonight have earned you access to knowledge and technology few humans will ever see. You may use it to improve your business, solve problems, and even teach others. Your potential has been expanded, not just financially, but intellectually and practically. Jack's mind raced. He had always dreamed of expanding his garage, of creating a space where humans and technology could work together. Now not only could he afford it, but he also had the expertise and guidance to make it possible. He turned to Ava. "So, this isn't just about the money?" "No," she said. "Money is a tool, but your skills, your creativity, and your ability to adapt are far more valuable. You have proven that humans still have a unique role in this advanced world. That is the true reward." Jack felt a warmth in his chest. For years, he had worried about the future, about machines replacing humans, about struggling to provide for Lily. Tonight had shown him a different truth. Humans still mattered. They could solve problems, adapt, and innovate in ways no machine could replicate. Ava gestured toward a holographic panel displaying advanced mechanical designs and repair methods. "These are enhancements and improvements you may integrate into your work. Use them wisely. Teach others if you wish, but remember, your ingenuity and judgment are still the most important tools at your disposal." Jack nodded, absorbing everything. He could see it now. His garage could become a hub where humans and AI work together, blending creativity with precision. Lily could grow up in a world where technology was a tool, not a barrier, and he could finally provide her with opportunities he had only dreamed of. "You've done more than just complete a mission," Ava said. "You've shown that the value of humanity extends beyond money or simple labor. You are a model for what humans can achieve even in a highly technological society." Jack smiled. I never thought I'd hear that from an android." Ava's glowing eyes flickered softly, as if acknowledging his humor. "Acknowledgement is not limited to humans. Your achievements are extraordinary." Jack paused, thinking of Lily. He imagined her walking into a larger, brighter garage surrounded by machines and tools that worked in harmony with human skill. He imagined teaching her to think creatively, to adapt, and to solve problems on her own. She would grow up knowing that humans could make a difference in any world, no matter how advanced. "You know," Jack said, a grin spreading across his face, "I always thought I was just fixing broken cars and machines. I never imagined I could do this. Tonight has changed everything." "It has," Ava agreed. "And now it is time for you to return to your normal life, armed with the knowledge and resources you have earned. Your future is brighter, Jack. Remember that your skills, your intuition, and your adaptability are invaluable." Jack nodded, feeling a sense of pride and confidence he had never experienced before. He realized that money, while important, was only a part of the reward. The true prize was the recognition of his abilities, the proof that humans still had a vital role to play in a world filled with machines. "Thank you," Jack said softly, "not just for the money, but for showing me that humans still matter, that we can still make a difference." Ava's eyes glowed softly. "You needed no encouragement. You discovered it for yourself. That is what makes you extraordinary. And remember, humans are never truly obsolete. You have proven that tonight." Jack left the chamber, his mind buzzing with ideas and possibilities. The facility's doors closed behind him, and the night air felt cool against his face. He took a deep breath, looking up at the stars above the city. For the first time in years, he felt hope, pride, and determination all at once. When he returned home, Lily was still asleep, her small form curled under her blanket with Buzz the robot beside her. Jack smiled, quietly entering her room to watch her sleep for a moment. He felt a deep sense of gratitude. This night had given him not just money, but a renewed sense of purpose. He would use it wisely, for her, for himself, and for the future. The next morning, Jack walked into his garage with a renewed energy. The money had arrived, and the knowledge Ava had shared lingered in his mind. He began making plans to expand, to integrate new tools, and to teach others how humans and machines could work together. Every step he took reminded him of the night's lessons. Adaptability, intuition, and human ingenuity could overcome even the most advanced technology. Jack knew the night had changed him forever. And as he worked, he felt confident that he could provide a better life for Lily, showing her that humans had a place, a purpose, and a power all their own. The night had tested him, challenged him, and rewarded him in ways he had never imagined. And for the first time in a long while, Jack looked forward to the future with excitement, pride, and the certainty that humans still mattered in a world full of machines. The morning sunlight streamed into Jack's garage, glinting off the polished metal of tools and workbenches. For the first time in years, the space felt alive with possibilities rather than just work and worry. Jack stretched his arms and smiled, thinking back to the night that had changed everything. What had started as a strange proposition from an android had transformed into a journey of discovery, growth, and proof that human skill still mattered. Jack's eyes scanned the garage, noticing areas he could upgrade with the knowledge Ava had provided. He could integrate advanced diagnostic systems, optimize repairs, and even create a space where humans and machines could work side by side. The thought filled him with energy and excitement. "Morning, Dad," Lily's cheerful voice called from the doorway. She bounced in, holding Buzz the robot in her arms. Her small face was lit with curiosity and joy. Jack grinned. "Morning, kiddo. Did you sleep well?" "Yeah," Lily said, eyes wide as she looked around the garage. "What are all these new plans, Dad?" Jack knelt to her level. "Well, Lily, we've got a lot to do. We're going to make this garage even better than before, and we're going to show that humans can do amazing things even in a world full of machines." Lily's eyes sparkled. "Really? Humans are amazing?" Jack nodded. "Absolutely, and you're going to see it firsthand." Over the next few weeks, Jack worked tirelessly. The 2 million credits Ava had provided allowed him to buy upgraded tools, advanced machines, and materials that were once beyond his reach. But it wasn't just about the money. He applied the insights he had gained that night, human intuition, creativity, and problem-solving, to improve every process in his garage. Mechanics from all over the city started to take notice. Jack's garage became a hub where human skill and technology worked together in harmony. Advanced machines assisted in tasks, but every decision, every adjustment, and every solution relied on human insight. Jack showed his colleagues that humans were not obsolete. They were essential. One afternoon, Jack found himself teaching a young apprentice how to adjust a high-tech hovercar engine. He demonstrated the process, explaining how intuition could solve problems even advanced AI might struggle with. The young mechanic listened intently, eyes wide with admiration. "You mean, humans can actually do better than AI sometimes?" the apprentice asked. Jack smiled. "Sometimes, yes. Machines are smart, but humans can see things they can't predict. That's the advantage we have." Meanwhile, Lily watched her father with fascination. She spent her afternoons learning alongside him, absorbing lessons about machines, problem-solving, and creativity. Jack made sure she understood the importance of human judgment in a world increasingly reliant on technology. He wanted her to grow up knowing that she could make a difference no matter how advanced the world became. As the garage grew busier, Ava occasionally contacted Jack, sending new insights and guidance. She never interfered directly, but offered suggestions that expanded his knowledge. Their relationship remained professional yet respectful, a partnership that reminded Jack that humans and machines could collaborate without one replacing the other. One evening, as the sun set, Jack looked out over the city from the garage rooftop. The lights below flickered like stars, a mix of neon and electricity. He thought back to the night Ava had arrived, offering him a chance that had seemed impossible. 2 million credits, yes, but more important,